Police are quitting at a alarming rate, it seems, not just in America, but it seems in the UK as well. So never mind the 57 cops that resigned after two policemen were charged with pushing the old man um, over, who was obviously looking for trouble. After that, they've just been carrying on and going crazy, doing what they want to do. I'm talking about Black Lives Matter at the moment, and Antifa. And at the moment, they're going into the neighborhoods. Neighborhoods are standing up at the moment, and I'm not talking about white neighborhoods. I'm talking about all kinds of neighborhoods, black neighborhoods, Hispanic neighborhoods, white neighborhoods. Everybody's standing up against them because they don't want the neighborhoods to be burned down and trashed. They don't want their families to be hurt. Now, let's go to the undated video emerges just days after Seattle's first black police chief, Carmen Best, announced she'd be stepping down amid defunding policies. There you go. There's your defunding. You don't need to worry. The police will quit and you'll be saving that money. Oh, here we are. Amid the man's taunts, the officer, because he said, yeah, you triggered, boy. You triggered. The man asked the cop. Oink, oink, F, whatever, you, and your blue life. Amid the man's taunts, the officer adds one of his own, telling the man he can't wait to finally be friends with him once he quits Seattle PD. We'll never be friends, the protester angrily insists. We will never see eye to eye. I don't care if you take that badge off. You'll never be one of my people. Okay, so this officer has now gone and said, I'm quitting my job and I'll be a normal citizen and we can be friends then, because we won't be enemies, because I won't be a cop anymore. And this person, this Black Lives Matter person, is not interested. The nature of how the officer and the activist came to know one another is not addressed in the clip, though hostility between them is evident. The Seattle Police Department has not yet returned a Daily Mail request for comment on the clip. Well, fuck, what are they going to say? Because this police officer is right in what he's saying, and I mean, what are they going to do? Fire his ass, you know? He's famous already. I mean, and I can promise you, there's a crap load of people standing behind him, and if they were to fire him now, they would have a serious problem. Unrest has been rife in the city. The protest, vandalism, and clashes with police occurring on a daily basis since blah blah blah. The undated video emerged and the Seattle first black police officer, Carmen Best, announced she's stepping down after the city council approved the defund the department and cut 100 cops from the force. It's a sad, sad day when stuff like that happens. In a statement shared on social media late Monday night, Best wrote that she will officially step down from her post on September the 2nd. This was a difficult decision for me, but when it's time, it's time, Best wrote, adding that she is confident the department will make it through these difficult times. And if somebody in a position like that in that town speaks out and she quits, then they'd realize that something is wrong. But if you make a statement like this, it makes it sound like whatever's happening in the town and whatever's happening in the police station is just, it's just a difficult time. And now imagine you're a black person in that position, having to stand up for white people. I mean, you will get crucified by everybody. I mean, I can just imagine. I really don't hold it against her, the fact that she's, made a statement that's all warm and fuzzy, and you truly are the best police department in the country, and please trust me when I say the vast majority of people in Seattle support you and appreciate you. Best who served within the department for more than 28 years said. After 28 years, 28 years, and the irony is that we think the Black Lives Matter movement is a racial movement. It's not. It's an ideology. Because anybody that's conservative, that doesn't conform to whatever the left at the moment, the crazy left wants, and I mean, I don't even know. I don't think they even know what they want. I don't think they know how far. They're just pushing further and further, and seeing how far they can push, how much chaos they can create. Um, what are you going to do if there's no police officers? I mean, there's a couple of places. I think Fox News. I'm not sure if I've got it open here, but Fox News, they had an article where people were phoning in saying that they're in the car and this is happening, or they're at home and this is happening, and the police officers just said on the radio, "What do you want us to do? There's a riot going on. There's nothing we can do for you." And so there's now areas where the neighborhood have they've taken it into their own hands to stand and block um, the Black Lives Matter movement, and it's not going to be long before somebody gets shot. And it's not. This is literally a war waiting to happen, and it's an ideological war. It's not a race thing. It's a You will see as soon as the shit hits the fan and something happens that pushes the the rock over the cliff, if I can say put it like that. As soon as that happens, you'll see the conservative black people coming out and joining the white guys and the police officers and the Hispanic people coming out, and because it's not gonna be a race thing. It's a what is right and what is wrong, and I don't understand what these people are thinking. But Tim Pool actually made a comment where he said that um, he reckons these are a bunch of spoiled brats, which actually makes a lot of sense. Who've never struggled in their lives, It's our fault as parents. We have to take accountability for what's happening at the moment and the way that our kids are acting. Not anymore because the police can't do anything. But they're there to stop stuff like this from happening, and this power has been removed. So what is the police officer? He's a guy it's basically a guy in a very ugly suit walking around in the street, being thrown with water and buckets. Um, there's no respect for a police officer, and this is not going to end well. Because it is like she says, the majority of Seattle is with the cops, and it's the silent majority. And as soon as the silent majority starts speaking, there's going to be shit in America. The fact that the army and other units or other departments of the police force and armed forces are doing training exercises together should be worrying for Americans. Now they're using the excuse that it's for training purposes and only, and when there's an overseas war and they have to now pull in these guys, and they need to fight together, then the ranks must be there and they need to know how the other departments work and they need to be able to work together and fit in. I call bullshit on that one. I think they're getting ready for a war inside of America. I think that Antifa and Black Lives Matter are very close to being called out as terrorist organizations, and I think that they will be treated as such. So on, but the sooner that happens, the sooner you can get a grip on your country and you can move on. I still believe that that whatever Black Lives Matter is doing is not fair. It's not fair against police officers who are all kinds of colors and flavors and ideologies and races and religions, and they're all being told that they're bad. Black Lives Matter thinking that this isn't building up within, they are creating racists. And one of these, and they've taken the word racist and they've taken the meaning out of the word racist. Don Lemonade from CNN, he's one of the biggest racists that I've ever seen in my life, but I don't like him at all. But it's not because of his color. It's not because he's gay. It's because I think he's a dick. I think he's an asshole. Don Lemon, who is a spoiled fucking little brat, can sit there and the thing is, he flips. I mean, there was this interview he did where, so there's this one episode where Don Lemon speaks to um, Morgan Freeman. The thing he asked was whether or not black people are being held behind um, in America because of racism. And Morgan Freeman looked at him and he said, no. Basically, immediately after he asked the question. And I could actually see the shock in his face. And after that, he turned his whole tune and he was like, yeah, he's getting tired of talking about it the whole time. He was just saying to a friend the other day, it's like a slippery, I mean, this guy has no soul. And so many people are listening to him. It's ridiculous. A guy like Morgan Freeman, who I think it's called Ruby Wade. I don't know. That's probably like the apartheid era here in South Africa. I mean, he was cotton picking on farms. He grew up in that era, and he says to him, "No, we're not being held back. Um, look at me and you." And it was such a switch. Was it was I got so angry because this is the guy who keeps on telling everybody how bad it is to be black in America, and he's filthy rich. He is so famous. So the private sector will absorb all the police officers, so I wouldn't feel too sorry for them. What I would feel sorry for is it's going to cost you guys an extra couple of bucks because your taxes won't be enough to cover security. You're going to see houses being built in enclosed areas more and more, with security guards standing in front of the gates. You'll be seeing electrified fencing. You'll be seeing windows closed with bars. I feel sorry for you guys. I really do feel sorry for you guys because you don't know what's waiting. And this is just the beginning. This was one of the first cops that really quit in a way that is visible to the rest of the world, and it's gonna have a ripple effect on the rest of the police officers. But not just that, it's sending out a message there. It's sending out the message to the guys that support um, the Blue Lives Matter movement and what's it called? The other support for police movement. And it's not a good message that's going out there. It's a message of there's no hope for police officers in this world, because this guy said straight, even if you quit, you'll never be friends with. I'll never be friends with you. We'll never get along. So there's no hope in that for a police officer, and I can promise you they're not feeling that happy at the moment. I think half of your police force will probably be booked off for depression, and there's no way that any doctor won't write out a letter to say this guy's in a depression and he has to go off for 2 months or 3 months or 4 months, whatever the period is that this guy has sick leave for. And there's no way they can fight that, because what's happening now is putting a lot of strain on these guys. But anyway, I wish you guys the best of luck. I'm going camping. It is very, very cold. It's raining. There's snow on the mountains. So you might say it's a bad time to go camping, but we've been locked up for 4 months. We haven't been able to sort of go anywhere, not even go and visit friends or family. Um, Yesterday, the the president made a um, announcement that they finally gonna lift the ban on cigarettes and on liquor sales. There's still a curfew and stuff, and we are allowed to now travel and visit friends, but not more than 50 people. So I'm gonna buy myself something to drink, a large bottle.